I don't know why you cheated on me like that, Keegan.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah,
Welcome,
I guess
guys,
go
to
live.
our
Oh shit,
post.
are we?
We'll talk about it after. Trust me, pal. As someone who did cheat, you don't. That's not how you handle that.
Welcome,
Oh,
guys.
as somebody who did cheat, is that? Hold on, we got tea.
We got
Don't worry about it.
Nick was making actual tea and spilling the tea. But no,
That's why
this
he
is
had to make
our
more.
post. Yeah, this is our post Super Bowl episode. And I got to say, first off, can't believe the season's over. It has felt like it's gone really fast. And I feel like we have something missing tonight. You know, Nolan's not here. Grayson's not here to talk tea about his Browns, or is he?
Oh,
Grayson, how are you?
doing well, gentlemen. How are we feeling tonight?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good.
I bet you would. I bet you would.
Yeah, I wonder why he's sitting here wearing his full Seahawks getup.
Yeah, it's the first couple of times I've worn it on the stream this year. I felt kind of superstitious. I did wear my Largent ones on Sundays or Thursdays whenever they played. But yeah, felt a bit superstitious. Seahawks, I will say.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna say it right now. You are such a fucking wuss, Keegan. This whole week, last couple of weeks, I've been like, yeah, man, Seahawks are gonna take it. It's easy, and he's like, Patriots defense is really good. You know, it's gonna
They
be
are
really
really good.
close. It's gonna. And I was like,
No, they
no,
aren't.
just be a man and say they're gonna win, and he wouldn't do it.
Nope, because I
Full
learned.
chest. Full chest.
I learned the last time, and
That's called not having faith in your team.
people still comment on that short to this day, and they're like, oh, "How did that work out?" When I did my whole Super Bowl.
Sam
time.
Darnold sent me a text, and he said, "I'm doing this for all the fans except Keegan."
You hate to hear it.
He sent me a text and he's like, "Do you think Keegan's watching the game?" I was like, "I'm sure he is, pal. I'm sure he is."
And he's like, "I don't care anyways. Whatever."
Was this pre him, burning down the stadium, Nick?
Yeah, it was Keegan. It was.
That wasn't until after they won, and you know that, Keegan. Stop bringing up hurtful things.
I know. I'm just wondering when Nick's going to give us a tour of his new house at UNC that Sam built out of the rubble of the stadium.
I heard it's very modern now.
Can't wait.
It's
No, but I will say I've said it multiple times on this during the season. I thought the Seahawks were 1 year away. I thought it was the Rams' year, to be fair.
But as soon as you knew it was them versus the Patriots, did part of you really think Drake May's going to get it done? Drake May's about to get a ring.
No, so
it's
this
a yes or no. See, it's a no, exactly. So you should have just said it.
No.
You should have said, "Let's go Hawks," and you didn't. You said, well, "You never know. You never know." That's why you're reading that damn Tokyo book, and none of us are.
I mean, as soon as the Patriots won against the Broncos, I was like, it's whoever wins the other game.
I'm going to say I said it on live because I'm not afraid of my opinions. I told you guys back then, the game between the Seahawks and the Rams, that was the Super Bowl this year. That was the game. Because either one of those teams, either of those teams was going to wipe the floor with the Patriots. I think if they had Bo Nix, the Broncos would have at least put up a fight. It would have been a more entertaining game.
Okay. You know what game I was most afraid for the Seahawks going into it? The 49ers. I don't know why, but that's the one I felt the most trepidation going into.
I didn't. Their luck was bound to run out. They are lucky that they're even all alive still. Their season was just cursed.
I mean, and we found out why. They're working out next to an actual power plant, it seems like. So
that juices them up, dude. That's why they were able to keep going.
Yeah. It's like Frankenstein. Shanahan just throws him in there. He's like, all right,
McCaffrey, hold this. What? Yeah.
He's good.
And he got an award for it. Good for him.
Yeah, McCaffrey did win the award, huh?
As we talked about, that he pretty well deserved after the season they had, and he did well. I honestly, we don't have to recap them all because it's boring as hell, but I don't have any complaints really with any of the awards that went out. I don't think anybody was robbed or anything like that. I think we were all pretty close to how it shook out, and I think everybody pretty much deserved it.
When I think after the Super Bowl, the people complaining that May didn't win, we're like, ooh, it's a good thing Stafford got it. 'Cause
JK.
because Stafford was the only quarterback this year that gave the Seahawks defense any trouble, really.
I'll also say now, I fully believe Matthew Stafford was the best quarterback in the playoffs this year. I
Yeah.
think he's a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just had a better team.
Yeah, he had a
But
really
if
good
we're-
defense.
Yeah, the defense especially. But if we're just going off of quarterback skill, hands down, Stafford may be, if not top 3 in the league, I think, right now.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting conversation. If he wins another, is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
I think he's better than Aaron Rodgers just because it looks like somebody that I wouldn't like cringe being in public with.
Yeah,
So he's already got my vote.
I agree with that statement. I'd rather be I'd rather be at a Starbucks with Sam Darnold than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think there's a question to it. I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers just seems like the cringiest dude. Like, I don't have anything against him, but I wouldn't grab a beer with him.
No.
We don't want to hear about his 85 ayahuasca trips. Come on, Dave.
I mean, actually, that's
Classic
the only
entertainment.
reason I might go talk to him.
Fair
So
enough.
tell me, what are the drugs you do? Or what are they like?
Just to be like, so, Rodgers, tell me about all these other dimensions you visited.
Did cats crawl out of the pavement? That's all I need to know, Rodgers.
And that's after like a 20-minute discussion about Olivia Munn, because you got to ask.
Did you see Alice in Wonderland? I have to know. I have to know.
Scott,
does
it
his
looks
have
like
to know.
you got your merch in finally?
You're muted, buddy. We can't hear you.
He did, in fact, get his merch in, folks. He loves it. He's doing really well. He's almost about to go to Disneyland.
He just said that as soon as he bought it, he put it on his head and it has not come off since.
And he keeps getting high fives at every grocery store he ever goes to now.
And they go, hey, that's the guy with the cool hat. I like him. Let's high five him.
Scott,
And
we
he
can't
doesn't.
hear
There
you,
he-
unfortunately. Brendan, what did you think of the Super Bowl?
I enjoyed it. It was I was a little worried at the beginning that it was going to be kind of like the Rams Patriots rematch when the final score was 13-3. So I was happy that the scoring picked up a little bit, but
Yeah, I almost felt like we weren't going to see a touchdown.
I got worried about that for a while too.
I was like, well, kicker MVP Super Bowl. Here we go.
I
would've been the
still
first
th-
one ever.
I still think the kicker should have won MVP because he was the only one who put up points for most of the game.
He had the most points. We can argue that.
I mean, he outscored Patriots 17-13, so why not?
Which is it's so funny.
I mean, I will say, because of the first half of the game, I kind of tuned out, and then I just checked the score incrementally because I'm like, this is so boring. There's nothing happening.
Even that terrible Broncos-Patriots game before this was more interesting with the snow and everything going on. That was at least more entertaining. Game-wise, this was not a fun game.
No. And I agree that Matt Stafford deserved the MVP more. One of the commentators on a different talk show was like, could you imagine if Drake May had won it and everyone would be sitting here being like, here's your MVP of the league. And
yeah, embarrassing as hell.
The second worst, yards at half, when it's.
I think he ended up with the second worst QBR by a quarterback in the Super Bowl. So that
he's too young. He wasn't ready for it. You could tell a lot
his
of
offensive line wasn't ready because
I was going to say
two
his
of their offensive
line
linemen were rookie too.
Yeah, they had not gone up against a truly good team pretty much this whole season.
At least the offseason, really.
Yeah, it just didn't happen. They had a very cupcake schedule, I think, getting into where they were.
In the playoffs, they had a worse, was it like yard or point differential than like the 17 Cleveland Browns when they went 0-17?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
the
so.
only reason they won those is because the other teams handed them the game.
Let's see if I remember. The Patriots beat the Texans, correct, to keep
Mhm.
going.
Oh,
Right.
wait.
I would say
CJ
that-
Stroud beat the Texans.
that's
that
what I was
game.
gonna say. That is the closest they came to playing like a solid defense and like good team in the playoffs. And the Houston Texans beat themselves,
Yeah, and to be fair,
and they
Jarrett
still barely
Stidham
lost that
could
game.
have. Yeah, Jarrett Stidham could have beat the Patriots had they just kicked the field goal. I think
Yeah.
that changes the game.
Yeah.
The
Or if
Chargers.
they would have just put, if they could have just put Mills in and told him to run it every down, and they would have won.
Yeah. Just spike the ball every down. We'll probably win.
Yeah, just hang in there. But yeah, I just don't think that they were ready. I think they got a little too hyped on themselves with everybody talking about, oh, Dynasty's coming back. Oh yeah, yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, and everyone.
And I don't expect to see them there next year. Whereas Seahawks, wouldn't be surprised if they ran it back.
I will say, did you guys see like any of the statistics coming out about Drake May's performance in the Super Bowl? He's the
I know it was
second
really
worst-
bad, but then the second, I thought he had like the second most yards ever, right? In the fourth quarter or something like that.
It might be something like that, but overall percentage wise, like he is the second worst performer in the Super Bowl of all time.
Yeah, that's what Keegan was saying. Like quarterback rating, it was just god awful.
Who was the first?
He's worse than Rex Gross.
Some dude on some team in Philadelphia. I forgot what it was.
It might be Eason from the Patriots when they played the Bears because the Bears just mauled
I mean,
The
we have this
Patriots.
amazing thing now that's called the internet.
the interwebs. What is that?
Worst QB rating in a Super Bowl, and it comes up with
Peyton Manning versus the Seahawks.
Craig Morton had a 0 rating. He threw for 4 for 15 and 39 yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Who did he play for?
Craig Morton played for, is it the Denver Broncos?
Against the
Looks like-
Cowboys that first Super Bowl.
He says primarily with the Dallas Cowboys and Denver Broncos. And when he did this, he threw a franchise player 4 interceptions in Denver's defeat against his former team. He did it against the Cowboys when he was on
Yeah.
Denver. So he left the
Ouch.
Cowboys and then shit the bed.
Well, that's what happens when you go play for the Cowboys. You go play the Cowboys and you shit the bed.
I don't know.
Because
There's been a couple defenders that leave Dallas and they go win Super Bowls. So
much like what just happened this weekend. What's funny is because they even asked him, like, why'd you leave the Cowboys? He's like, I was never going to win a Super Bowl with them. And then he
And
won this year.
immediately wins. Yeah,
Hey, good for him, man. That
him,
defense is
Leonard
nasty.
Williams. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really
I-
happy for those two.
I still laugh
I-
about the Tampa Bay Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady really just picked a random team. It's like, you want to go to win the Super Bowl this year?
I wouldn't agree with that. I think Tampa
I
was
was
very
gonna
close
say.
to it for several years. They just needed that final piece, but I know what you mean. It
I-
definitely put to rest
it was-
everybody like, oh,
it
the
was just a
magic
joke on me,
wasn't Tom Brady. It was in the coaching. And then how did what's his name do that year? Terrible. Patriots did nothing.
That was really a fun
That's why
part of
Belichick
of
was
that
not
season,
a
though.
first time Hall of Famer.
Hey.
That was a really fun part about that season after Tom left. So it's like I remember that. Like everybody's talking like, is Bill Belichick's excellent coaching or is it Tom Brady the player?
Damn,
then
did you
Bill
guys know
Belichick
Ben
did not do
Roethlisberger? Ben Roethlisberger apparently won with a 22.6 rating.
Against the Seahawks. Yeah,
It's one of the lowest for a winning quarterback.
it's also
And then
most
Tony
penalized
Eason,
Super Bowl.
who you were talking about Tony Eason, it was not a 0.0, but it is noted for having 0 completions.
Oh man.
He got pulled after 6 attempts that none of it were. They're like, all right, you're out.
When was that? Which Super Bowl was that?
It was the '85 Bears.
Super Bowl XX.
Yeah, when the Bears that Bears defense is probably the best all time. They gave up 10 points in 3 playoff games.
So I guess we could talk about this, especially since Bob's not here. We can maybe have an actual discussion. What was y'all's take on the competing halftime shows? I'd love to go first if y'all don't mind.
Go ahead.
I will say, As somebody who's not even a huge fan of foreign films personally, I just not usually a big fan, but some of them are okay. I wasn't crazy about the all Spanish, speaking halftime show. I'm not a Big Bunny fan, but I'm not against him. It was more of I just don't listen to him. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a very, even though I couldn't understand it, very joyful. Do you know what I mean? Everybody seemed like they're having a good time. He seemed like he actually wanted to be there. I think it was one of the better shows we've had in the past few years. In terms of how much entertainment I got out of seeing it, I thought it was very entertaining. I liked Lady Gaga randomly being there. Ricky Martin was there. Pedro Pascal was dancing in it for some reason.
Yeah, 1/4 of the Fantastic Four was there. So.
Yeah, Jessica
Two-fourths.
Alba was there. 2/4.
Whoa. Different universes, guys.
That's okay. We're
But
coming
that's
together.
still-
It's
that's
a teaser for
2/4.
Secret
We're splitting
Wars.
hairs here, Keegan.
Yeah, but
There's
no,
2/4. There's
I
2/4.
had no-
There's 2 of the 4s.
I personally didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was good. I mean, not my favorite show of all time, but I don't think it was bad. I'd probably give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. It was very entertaining. Interesting storyline there. Again, he was kind of going his past, where he's from in Puerto Rico. And that's something I also think is really funny. Puerto Rico is those are considered Americans.
They are Americans, yeah.
And yet they're trying to we got to have the all-American halftime show. I'm sorry, guys. I watched a little bit of that. I pulled it up on my phone while the other one was going on just to be hey, what is this? It had some strong white power rally vibes from the part I was watching. It was kind of dark. They're all on a stage. It was just I don't know, something about it felt very
well, and I think they all got
weird.
paid. Allegedly, there was a.
I'm sure they did.
Apparently.
Oh, you mean the people that are attending got paid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I would have gone if I got paid.
Yeah, right. I would have.
That's. I heard that too. Allegedly, they got paid to go, and then the performance actually was recorded beforehand.
I don't know about that, but I do know they apparently. I think it was live because Kid Rock slipped up, and you could tell that he was lip syncing.
Yeah, which he's trying to
the audio messed
say his DJ was singing those parts, but it's very clearly his voice. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it was fine. I've heard people that have watched it seem to have enjoyed it. I personally don't really know any of those people. At least I know Bad Bunny, even if I don't listen to him. Kid Rock was the only person I'd even vaguely knew with the other ones. And maybe I'm just not up on the country scene. Maybe they're big people that I just are not in my circle of music. But I think the whole thing is dumb. I don't care what side you're on or whatever. I feel like being oh, the halftime show is somebody I don't like, and they're not going to speak English. Well, I'm going to go have my own halftime show. That's such a petulant thing to do. It's very petty. I mean, it's the same energy as I'm going to take my ball and go home because I didn't win. I don't want to play anymore. It's stupid.
So you're saying Notre Dame made this decision?
I'm saying if we had a king in America like we should, none of this would have happened. All right. If we had a monarch that could help us see the light and lead us in the right direction, we wouldn't have issues like this cropping up. That's all I got to say. What do you think, Nick?
It was
Don't you ever transition to me like that. No.
Grayson, was it better than Kendrick Lamar's last year?
Easy.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I tapped out before the halftime show, not for any reason other than I left about halfway through the second quarter because I was bored to tears. So I kind of just.
I thought he was gonna be Kid Rock needed me on stage.
Apparently the whole band canceled, so they hit me up, and so I was like, okay.
If you look in the back, the's a guy with a triangle. That was me. That was it.
I play the electric triangle. I hope that you don't think you guys.
The electric triangle.
It's hardcore.
But from what I've seen, some of the clips, it looks fine. I don't, even with everybody kind of getting upset, I'm like, somebody needs to get the former PC principals that are now angry right-leaning
Karens
dads off of Facebook and stop saying this stuff because it's weird.
The part that I think is funny is they act as if everybody is forced to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, like how you left, there's nothing stopping people from getting some food, going to the bathroom, flipping the channel for a few minutes.
Go
You can
edit
literally,
out.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
entire point of the Super Bowl party is to go and eat. So go eat food. If you want to watch a little bit, watch it. If not, go do literally anything else.
I guarantee you can pull out
I-
your phone and entertain yourself for 15 minutes on the couch while the
I
music
went
plays.
I went for a walk during it because I had so much food. But from what I did see, yeah, I agree. It felt like the energy was up. It felt like it was a very, very
Yeah.
awesome
If I
vibe.
feel like if
So,
I was a fan of Bad Bunny, I feel like I would have loved the show. Like it seemed
Yeah.
like it very much fit his vibes and what he stands for. And I mean, let's be honest. I don't think any of us necessarily really speak Spanish, even though I'm half Hispanic and should. But we don't speak Spanish, and that's fine. Half the world does. Like there's a huge population of people that do speak Spanish, especially in that California area. So I don't. It's okay if sometimes other people get to enjoy things too, not just what makes us most comfortable. You know.
Well,
Well-
I love how people that were upset about this, but then they were not upset about Shakira coming on and doing the exact same thing. Which I mean, I understand there is a massive difference between the two, but
Yeah, like I don't think it matters. Like it's a show.
Yeah.
You're not paying money. Nobody's paying for the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, to be fair,
I mean,
people
honestly,
have
it's
just been
like-
unhappy with it for a long, long time. We've seen it with people were mad last year with Kendrick Lamar. They were mad with the Dr. Dre
See,
one.
But I could understand with Kendrick because he did purposely do a lot of kind of political commentary in that, you know, anti the current American administrations and things, you know, society. I get where somebody could have issues with it.
Do you
Again,
think they were?
I think
great
art-
things?
Well, I think art is meant to be there to make statements like that. So you can't get upset if somebody does. And yes, the whole Drake thing, I know. But I don't think there was anything like
I strive to be that petty to be able to look into a camera on a national broadcast and be like, "Hey, Drake."
guess
Yeah,
what?
certified lover boy, certified.
What
someone else.
Drake had a worse Super Bowl time? Drake May or Drake during the Super Bowl last year?
I don't know. I personally think it would have been really funny if instead of the music, if Bad Bunny would have come out, like music's playing, he's dancing, and he goes, hold on. And then he just pulls out a copy of the Epstein list and just starts reading every name that's been mentioned in it. Like
mean-
on both sides, just everybody. And then at the end, it's just like, oh.
That is the entire show. I mean,
That would have been a
honesty, it was
statement.
like with the actual overall performance, like there's a reason why people love going to Bad Bunny concerts, and this showed why. He's a good performer. He keeps everything kind of fresh. Whoever does, like, you know, his actual choreography, I mean, it's lively enough, keeps you at least interested, but you know, yeah, it's not
It
necessarily
was just
my
fun.
cup of tea,
It
but-
just felt like a
yeah.
feel good. And those people that were getting married, that was an actual wedding.
Mhm.
We literally saw those people get married. Apparently, they invited Bad Bunny to their wedding, and he turned around and was like, "How about y'all come here and get married?" I mean, you can't say no to that,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to getting married at a Super Bowl. That'd be amazing,
right? Like that's badass.
All right. Best Super Bowl halftime performance ever, David.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
You can't beat Paul McCartney. Like, even if I don't think it's the right tone and the right, you know, necessarily like Super Bowl of what we think now. It's Paul McCartney. He's a fucking legend. Super Bowl that I wish we would have had, but now that he's passed away, we're never going to get it. I don't care what anybody says. I think Jimmy Buffett would have been an amazing halftime show with like a fucking volcano, sharks running around. Like, it would have been great. Everybody would have loved it. He would have nailed it.
Megalodon swooping
second-
in so he can run away with his 2 margaritas.
Second best one that I think we could still get, and I think a lot of people would be behind it, and I think it'd be a great show. Weird Al Yankovic.
I would 1000% be down with that.
No.
How good
be
would a Weird
hilarious.
Al Super Bowl show be? Not only that, all of his parody songs, he brings the actual artist out with him, and they do it together.
I was gonna say, if one of the artists that's cool enough to bring him on there for just like a little bit to do like one of the top songs that they had that was parodied by Weird Al, that'd be enough for me. 1,000,000%.
Would one
Like,
of these
I just
artists
think-
be Daniel Radcliffe? Could we have him come on dressed as Weird Al?
Because he was in the movie.
Yeah.
Do you even
I would-
listen to Weird Al, Keegan?
I do know who Weird Al is, yes.
I didn't ask you, do you know who he is?
That's not the question. That was not the question, Keegan. He asked you, "Do you listen to him?"
Yes.
Not do you know who he is.
Some of these artists, I don't know if we can still do because he did quite a bit of Michael Jackson. Obviously, Michael
Yeah,
Jackson.
we
has
obviously
passed.
couldn't do stuff like Eat It and things like that, but
Yeah, we
I
can't
think
do
there's
some
enough.
of the Queen selections anymore.
We could
obviously.
definitely do enough of them though. That it could be really good. I think he'd put on a hell of a show though. He's very much a showman kind of guy. I think he would do a great show.
Scott, what about you? What's the best halftime performance ever?
I really like Prince's halftime.
Prince did
That's-
good.
That's my I was gonna say that's my.
I'm not even a big
favorite.
Prince fan, and he did a great
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I wasn't really a big Prince fan, but he did a fantastic show when he was out there.
The Who was pretty good. I think they fit the bill pretty well. Black Eyed Peas is probably the worst thing I've ever seen. That was such a bad show. And then who I think it was Maroon 5 the ones that technically were the headliner, even though they brought in like Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff.
Yeah,
And they teased us all year that they were gonna play Sweet Victory, like in the SpongeBob episode, and then they didn't do it.
That was the worst tease. I hated that so much.
Because they even showed like the images on the screen of like and they didn't actually sing Sweet Victory, and everybody hated them. But I love that like that same week the Dallas Stars played it on the big hockey like Tron for like to make up for the fact that they didn't do it at the Super Bowl. They did a version that like added in a bunch of stars and hockey stuff to it and like played Sweet Victory the whole song during their half like between periods.
That's awesome. I will say too. I've seen this joke a couple times since that Maroon 5 performance. Adam has no business being that tatted up.
No.
yeah.
All right, well that's our show, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
I was like, am I the one that killed the show here? Like, what? Way to yes and me there, guys.
No, I was just gonna say another one I know gets thrown around a lot, and this was before most of our time. Was the Michael Jackson one?
I heard that was a good show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've watched
Anybody-
it, but I wasn't
anybody
watching
here-
it live.
Anybody here still remember watching Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson back in the day?
Nipplegate. Yeah, I remember being a kid and not knowing why everybody was freaking out.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I think I saw something, but I don't know what that was, guys.
Well, yeah, and then a couple years later, they do bring out the Black Eyed Peas, where the guys doesn't wear a shirt all the time. You have Nipplegate throughout the entire show, and so I guess Nipplegate wasn't that big a deal.
Another one that was kind of recent that I thought was just stupid was when The Weeknd did it, and he had like all those dudes in masks and like it was stupid as hell. That one was dumb.
See, I'm a big Weeknd fan. I wasn't a big fan of the performance, but I do think it was hampered by COVID.
I think the whole thing was stupid.
Yeah.
I kind of miss like, and this is kind of before our time because it was quite a while back, but the halftime show didn't used to just be like an artist. It was like different events. It was just like a big show, you know, like Disney did things a lot and had like a parade. They did all this. I think we should go back to that. Yeah, we should go back to having like spectacles during halftime. Like give it to like Broadway and do like a bunch of clips of different Broadway shows, have them out there or something. Like, I don't think it always has to be just an artist, but I don't think we're ever going to leave this now. I think it's too ingrained if that's what it is.
Well, and it gives too many clicks and too many views, and that's really what they're in for at this point.
I mean, yeah, because now, from what I understand, they actually pay to do the halftime show. It used to be the other way around, that the NFL paid them to come in and do it. Now people basically vie for the right to do it, and they pay. Of course, Apple or Pepsi, whoever sponsors them, ends up paying, but NFL gets money for the halftime show now as opposed to the other way around like it used to be.
And that's why a lot of people say Taylor Swift hasn't done it, because
She's a greedy mofo.
Yeah, she wants the money.
I'm not gonna lie, and you guys can disagree with me if you want. I thought about it. I think who I want to do the Super Bowl now, because I think it would be an amazing show, Sabrina Carpenter.
I can see that, but I think it also might be a little too adult oriented.
See, my sister said the same thing, but she literally just did an episode of the Muppet Show.
Mm-hmm.
That does not mean much.
No, I'm saying if you can tone it down to be on the Muppets, you can do it for the Super Bowl. Plus, the Super Bowl's not a kid thing. Like,
because
just put her parents in the stands, because I know she's toned it down. The shows her parents have gone to.
Yeah, if she knew that she couldn't do like the like super explicit and can't drop the F-bomb, she could easily change it enough to be fine. There's no issue. And I think she would put on a hell of a show because she's very much into the showmanship of things. I think it would fit very well with the Super Bowl.
If you're gonna make that argument, remember when J-Lo came out with Shakira
Exactly.
on the Super Bowl? That was pretty much across some minds, my dude.
That was some risque moments.
Well, hold on. Are you telling me Shakira and J-Lo aren't sexy?
Dude, I was at the I'm at a Super Bowl party. A bunch of married dudes were all there. As soon as J-Lo and Shakira came on, all the married dudes turned away from the TV. They were going and eating. They were not looking. They were doing literally anything else. That's how I know that.
See, I didn't even think their show was that sexual.
It really wasn't, but because of it was just.
It was just the sheer sex power they had. Okay.
Yeah, I just think because most likely because Sabrina Carpenter would definitely bring a lot of people in. It would be people like Dolly Parton and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like her idols or people she's sung with. Like, I think it would be a really good show. I think it would be the level of like when Katy Perry did it.
Yeah,
And Katy Perry,
like,
even if you don't like her music that much, she put on a hell of a show. She had the giant tiger. They had the whole island thing. Like, people still talk about Left Shark.
yeah, people dressed up like Left Shark for Halloween.
Exactly. So I think she'd be a fantastic show, and I think she'd be a very good choice because she would bring a lot of people in and make it fun and entertaining, regardless of if you're a fan or not. And it wouldn't have as much drama as Taylor Swift would if she came in and did it.
Yeah, definitely not as much drama. And like you said, I think you would see some cameos by like Dolly, maybe like a Benson Boone or some of these.
We might even get a little snippet of what's his name that did the SNL, the running gag.
Yeah, Ricardo or whatever his name.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, Domingo. Yeah.
Yeah.
How because he even went to like one of her concerts as Domingo and got like arrested in the audience and like it'd be really funny. They could do because she's got a great sense of humor. So I think that she could make it really funny.
Oh, something I do want to talk about: the camera work on the national anthem when they panned from Puth singing, and then it was just the smoke from the fireworks and then the flyover. That was some
super weird
cinematography, though. I was just like, all right. Like, who directed that? We need them to. Also, what kind of plane was that?
It was a stealth bomber, the one in the middle.
Yeah,
the like giant one. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I thought the same thing. I was like, damn.
Yeah, what is that? That looks pretty neat.
Yeah, I was just like, okay.
See, real quick, going back to who we want to perform the halftime, I would love to see the band All Time Low perform at halftime once.
I could see that. You know what? Since we're talking about it, if we go kind of in between a spectacle and a performer, let's just fucking give it to the Muppets. Let's do a Muppet halftime show.
That'd be insane.
Have them bring in, because they would bring in plenty of guest stars to sing the songs with them. I'd be all for it.
I think that's when we need to have the Puppy Bowl. That's when we should set up the Puppy Bowl right there in the middle of the field.
And we just do the actual Puppy Bowl.
Go back and forth and do it.
make the actual Super Bowl like televised event just like 2 hours longer.
Yeah,
Scott, the
week before was the dog show, the Westminster Dog Show.
The big one is usually after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well,
after the game.
They also have an agility thing for the dogs to run through. Now that would be a full half hour. That would be a great entertainment for everybody in the stadium.
I'm just saying, as a long-term Puppy Bowl viewer, you'll know that they have their own halftime show because the halftime show of the Puppy Bowl is when the kittens come out.
Well, yeah.
And they get lasers and like swingy things, and you just watch kittens play for like 10 minutes. That's the halftime show, and it's amazing.
But I tell you what, I think the agility force they set up for the dogs that do that at the dog shows. Now that would be entertaining for a halftime. That would fill a good half hour. 45 minutes, and
I'm only interested in that.
People stay in the stands.
Hey, that could be the intro to the next Air Bud movie. That's how they announce it at the Super
Air
Bowl.
Bud Golden Retriever 2.
At
Or
the,
no, sorry, golden receiver
How,
too. That's it,
how
yeah.
insane would that be if they announced like an Airbud reboot series? At
No,
the
no,
Super Bowl?
they seriously. It's not the Super Bowl, but they are making another Airbud to bring it back.
Mhm.
They're redoing the first one where he plays basketball.
Oh, and speaking of movie trailers, that
No good
was
ones in
appar-
this.
No, but that was apparently a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood prequel trailer.
Is it supposed to be that? Is that what it's going to be?
Yep,
Mm.
it's about his character, which I'm excited. I like that movie, so I'm ready for it. The commercials were as usual. I think the Star Wars one wasn't bad.
I liked it because, like I was telling you, I wish more movies would do that where they just make a commercial and it's not a trailer.
Mhm.
It's not showing you like things from the movie, but it's advertising the movie. Like I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. No Avengers, no Spider-Man. I know the rumor now is Spider-Man might come out this week.
Well, we already
Um,
knew that Marvel announced before the Super Bowl, like a week or two ago, they weren't going to do any trailers for this, which is weird
Yeah.
because I think it was like 16 years in a row there's been a Marvel trailer during the Super Bowl, and this time they said nope.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what movie trailers besides that one came out.
Scream.
Oh, Scream. Yeah, pretty early on in the game. I forgot about that. That was about it, though. Not a whole lot.
I will say there was one commercial. I don't think it was actually in the Super Bowl, but I've been seeing it online, and they made it for the Super Bowl. It was a group of buddies who do a fantasy football league, and the punishment, the guy that lost, it was kind of almost like an Impractical Jokers type thing. He had to go to a wedding of somebody they didn't know and object. So they go to like a stranger's wedding, and he's like in the audience, and his buddies are on the back like filming it, and like he sits down, and the guy next to him is like, how do you know the bride and groom? He's like, Facebook. And like they're doing like confessionals up like the Office all through it, like him talking. He's like, God, I didn't want to be here, like all this. And then they finally get to the moment where like, if anybody knows why these two should not be, and he's like, I object. Like, oh, and like they look at him, and the wife's like, who is this? And he goes, and the guy like that objects goes, Eric, I love you. And the wife's like, what? Like they're freaking out, right? And then like her dad gets all mad, but then before anybody could do anything, another dude or the groom was like, you know what? I almost didn't come. This is a sign. I think I'm gay. And then somebody else stands up, like one of his friends in the crowd, so he goes, I love you too, Eric. And he's like, Billy? And they like run together. And then her dad like turns to the guy that objected and is like, you ruined my daughter's life, and like runs at him and tackles him. But then he starts having like a heart attack. And the whole time his friends that made him do it are just in the back filming everything, just like cracking up, watching him go through all this. But I wish that would have actually been like in the game.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The Budweiser was there as usual. They always have one
The Budweiser was cool with the eagle.
with the eagle. Yeah, getting.
And then I liked that when it went back to the game, the horse and the eagle were in the stadium.
We're actually there. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, they're on the sideline.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I know you and me talked about Jurassic was there.
It was a good
right.
concept. It was cute, but again, the de-aging looked creepy. Definitely
Yeah.
on Sam Neill. Goldblum was fine.
on the
Pull it off.
on the Xfinity commercial, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the What If. I wish they made the park look a little bit more Jurassic Park-like versus Jurassic World, but neither here nor there. Trying to think what other commercials. Oh, but yeah,
Well, the State Farm ones where John Bon Jovi is driving the cool convertible.
oh yeah,
Those worked out pretty well.
The one with Haley Steinfeld and where the guys are singing and everything.
yeah. And there was the Stiller one where they're doing the Instacart or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the what Matthew McConaughey convincing him about
Food.
how it's just selling food.
Yeah,
That he's the one that started it all with Brandon Cooper.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the part where the Hall of Fame looks like a juicer.
That was pretty good.
That made me laugh pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Nothing super crazy though. Nothing that was like a major standout in my opinion.
Not like they used to be like in the 90s, early 2000s, where you're like, okay, that was like a production.
Yeah, I feel like overall this Super Bowl, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't a bust. but it wasn't like an all-time great we're going to be talking about. I think with the show, the game, and the commercials all together, it's like a 7.
I mean, I was just happy that they didn't lose to the Patriots on the 1 yard line. Luckily,
Nobody
no
thought they
Russell Wilson
would.
this time.
Nobody
Yeah.
thought they would, Keegan. Okay.
Hey, just
Fucking
don't.
doubting Thomas over here. I know my team made the Super Bowl and they're the vastly superior team, but oh, Patriots. Like, come on. Come on.
Hey, the Rams were 14-point projection winners against the Patriots too. So, granted, different
teams.
quarterback.
Different people, different world. We knew fucking Drake May was not going to lead them to a underdog stunning win.
There was quite a bit of people posting about that, though. I was actually kind of surprised. I know, like, when we did our vote and our consensus pick here, obviously Seahawks on the channel.
I don't think anybody picked Patriots.
No, but in the media heads, there was a lot of people talking about the Patriots. Like,
I think they have to because they lose eyes. Everybody's like, oh, it's a given.
Yeah.
They want controversy. They want you to keep watching, and it sounds like shit if everybody's just like, oh yeah, they're gonna wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, no, this defense, like, the performance was really, really good, but I don't know if it's better than what the Legion of Boom did, just because the Broncos were a vastly superior team than this Patriots team, but it's still super impressive.
I'll be interested to see if because I know they managed to keep they're pretty much everybody's sticking around. So I'll be very interested to see how they grow and how they do next year. Because I do think all the teams are going to be getting relatively better next year. I was telling you that about the AFC, that I think they're going to be improving a lot. So I don't see the Patriots making it back next year. And Seahawks are going to have much more of a fight.
Yeah, with Seattle, I feel much more confident than the Patriots because there's a lot of injuries.
Oh, yeah, if I had to bet which one, easy.
Yeah, because you think Kansas City will probably be better, so they'll probably make the playoffs. Baltimore should be better. Buffalo hopefully will be better for Josh Allen's sake. So right there, that's 3 teams that will probably.
Bengals hopefully will be better.
I mean, they still got their coach.
I mean, but they're going to have Joe Burrow the whole year, hopefully this time.
Yeah, which if they have Joe, clearly that's our whole team right there. Is Joe Burrow.
If they had Joe Burrow the entire season, we would have had him in the postseason, and they may have made it far.
Yeah, they probably could have beat the Patriots.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Broncos, as long as Nix comes back, I think is better than the Patriots. The Chargers.
And on the other side, we've got a lot of but on the other side, we got a lot of up and coming too. Like I think the Bears are going to be a force for at least a few years now. They're starting to come into their own. I think Commanders are making a lot of changes. They're going to be better. We know the Giants are going to probably vastly improve. Ideally, the Cowboys will find a defense somewhere and they'll be better. Eagles, I think, are only going to benefit from getting rid of that OC. So
and AJ Brown, if they can get rid of AJ Brown, get some picks, I think that's for the best.
I'd bring in a guy a little less, like a little less talented and a little more get along with everybody, and it'll go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened with the Seahawks with DK. They said, all right, we'll get rid of you. We got Emmanuel from that pick. JSN was able to actually produce and stuff like that. So,
and I think the Rams are set up to still be a very good this next year. They've got really good things going. If the 49ers stay healthy,
2 cornerbacks, that will really help
dangerous.
Them.
Yeah.
And
look, they already missed it. I mean, they were in the championship game already, so getting better, it's going to be even harder to keep them down. I think next season is going to be a very good season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I'm excited to see what Seahawks do. They don't have a lot of big holes or big free agents. They have like 3 corners, not their starters. One, I would like Joe back. And then obviously bring back Walker, but I think they will. I don't think they won't bring him back, especially with Charbonnet being hurt. But they got the 5th most caps, so I think they'll be fine. Cardinals won't be. So that division. 49ers will be healthy.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Jets aren't going to be where they need to be yet. Miami might be better depending on what they do in the offseason.
Hey, they might trade Tua to Arizona for Kyler. So
here's my question, Grayson. You're probably keeping up on this way more than us. It seems like nobody wants to stay in Cleveland. What is going on there? Keegan was telling me that there's some rumors they've been hearing. A lot of people don't want to be there because of their quarterback situation. Do you agree that that's kind of what's keeping them down?
100%. I mean, it's the fact is there's nobody that's good enough there. Even with what's his name that's supposed to be next big thing. Everybody knew that was never going to be a good idea. It's bad management, it's bad ownership, it's bad everything. Everybody's just on the wrong page. Everybody's fighting each other. It's just Cleveland is so entirely toxic that it's a lot of people just want out. They don't want to go there. They don't want to be there. They want out so bad.
Yeah. No, the rumors I've been hearing is people kind of view Shooter like Tebow, where there's such a media frenzy around him that it just makes their job harder. Because say you draft a young quarterback or you bring in that veteran and you want Shooter to sit for a little bit, that veteran or rookie starts making some mistakes. People are calling for him to come in.
Mhm.
And at the same time, you're worried maybe his dad wants to come coach next year. So
If Sanders comes over to coach, I officially rescind my Browns fanship. Like, legitimately, I will not be watching. Like, in all honesty, it's gotten to the point where it's just embarrassing. The Haslam's don't know what they're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. It's just watching. It's like watching somebody from coaching high school tries to run an entire NFL team. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up with it super much just because every offseason with the Browns is always depressing.
Just like
but-
the seasons.
Exactly. Just there's a reason why alcoholism in Cleveland exists. But to put it in just perspective, it's just they got to either ownership has to sell or they got to start trusting their coaches because it's literally they keep putting their fingers in the pie and they just don't let the team cook. They keep making the wrong decisions all the time.
Mhm.
hey, Grayson, at least you brought home 2 defensive awards during the award season with Defensive Rookie of the Year and obviously MVP unanimous there. I mean, that's got to feel good, right?
It doesn't feel as good as winning, Keegan. So, I mean, yeah, it's nice, but let's be honest. It's Cleveland's pretty much they squandered their good years, and they're back and being in the dumper. That's the way it is.
So, in your opinion, if you had to pick, who's going to get back on top first between the Jets and the Browns?
If I was a betting man, I'd put my money on the Jets.
I
If they
would
can
take
find their
that.
way, it'll be sooner than the Browns, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I think both ownerships suck.
Yeah, and the Jets coach, I think, isn't great. And they were so bad, Dante Moore was like, I'll go back to college. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm not coming out to the NFL this year. So I would put my money on the Browns to be better than the Jets in the near future.
They may be, but just with how bad the back office is about to be and how everything else is just garbage, we'll see. But most likely, but I don't think so.
Also, have you ever thought about just throwing away your life? Like, you make a lot of success and then you're just like, who wants that? Because
I mean, I thought about throwing away my life. I didn't think about all the success stuff and all that stuff first.
Well, I'm just
I
saying,
thought about throwing away my life and
commentators-
reputation. It's why I come on this show every week.
The Falcons.
Yeah, and try to get us
rookie-
canceled. Thanks, David.
the Falcons Rookie of the Year finalist. Never going to play football again.
Keegan doesn't acknowledge what you said at all.
Yeah, man, I can't believe he just got arrested like that and just couldn't stop from beating his girlfriend. He saw her and turned into the fucking Hulk and just raged out and then went crazy, was in his car, hit a police officer. Like, dude's going away for a long time. His
Who was this again?
career is over.
The
Yeah, he's
Falcons. Yeah,
The
Falcons
Falcons, like-
rookie.
Yeah.
He just had 10.5 sacks as a rookie. Living his dream. He's driving his Lambo and apparently got so enraged by seeing his ex-girlfriend.
That he had
tries
to try to like hit her.
Yeah. And then when she goes to the police station, he does hit her at the police station. And then
Trying to
hits
stop her from going into the cops. Because that's a great place to get away with something. The parking lot of a police station.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have cameras. What is that?
So we
See,
put
if
this video. Is that you?
if GTA taught me anything though, is that all I need to do is just go get a paint job and I become completely anonymous again.
He
Well,
didn't have time to get the paint job though. They caught him before that. That was his
Yeah,
mistake.
It happened at the parking lot of the police station.
yeah, he stayed there to hit the police, and then got out, and then he was like fighting the police, and then got tackled by them.
And when he hit him, no money fell out.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, that whole situation is wild.
Rockstar lied to me.
I don't get why people would just. I don't know. To us, I don't know if it seems wild because we're not living that lifestyle, but I don't know how someone just is like, "Hey, I have like everything. I'm just gonna throw it all away."
It would be wild if one of us did it, much less somebody with an NFL contract.
Yeah,
Dude is set for
It's
life
just-
for
it's just
playing a
there's more
fucking game.
There's more publicity if one of us had an NFL contract. If one of us did it right now, nobody would say anything.
No, I'm
Gentlemen,
saying it's
I've
crazy
been holding on
because
some stories on you.
why do you think he was gone for like a month?
Had some trouble.
He had to wait for that 5-star to come down.
I wasn't working.
He was hiding out.
I would take a whole lot better care of my Lamborghini if I had that.
Right? Like you got a Lambo and you're just gonna go wreck it into cops.
Forget about her. I got a Lamborghini.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a wild situation. It happens more than it should, and I know it's more publicized, like David said, because of where they are. But I just don't get it. Like,
I mean, it makes me start to think, and I'm sure this is something people have written papers about, looked into, but like, is it more negative than positive to be giving people this young so much money and influence and such? Like, if they're coming into millions of dollars at 19 and 20 years old, and time after time are showing how irresponsible they are with these things, is it maybe doing more bad than good? Are we like,
yeah,
I don't
isn't
know.
that why
It
they
seems,
lowered the rookie contracts, because they were like, "Hey,
it might
we're
be that
gonna
it's like,
make
hey,
money."
we might be saving your life.
Yeah,
Because a lot of them, we've even seen, like, what's his name that was selling off his old memorabilia because he's out of money now, and he's like, yeah, I only had like 50 million a year that I have to live off of now. Like, what is wrong with you?
what is your
Oh,
lifestyle
woo-hoo.
that 15 million
Yeah.
a year is not enough?
Like, what?
I bet,
It's hard. I got to struggle to make it out here. Dude, I don't even know if I've spent $1 million in my entire life at this point.
I don't know if combined we've spent $1 million in our lifetime.
Like, God, it's just like, dude, they are so out of touch with reality.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's neither here nor there, but I don't know. It just seems like
Leave-
there's
leave
some
it-
disconnect.
Leaving it up to us adults to actually have this conversation.
Yeah. All right. So I think now we need to talk about the Olympics. But I'm not about to have this discussion if I'm the only fucking person who has seen any of it.
No,
Is anybody else cultured enough to have been watching anything?
I've been
Might
watching.
not cuddle through a lot of that out.
In fact, I have the curling gold medal match on right now,
You want me to tell you what happens?
which I did
Lost.
watch earlier tonight.
Do you want me
I
to
know.
tell you what happens?
Yeah, I know what happens, and I'm watching it again.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about the ceremony first, but we can jump into the curling. This is a big deal. This was the very first mixed couple that the United States has ever had progress to the gold medal match.
Yeah, that's right.
They played the Swedes earlier today, so in Switzerland, and they were in such. Yep, it's a brother and sister group that they went against, and it was such a good game. They were keeping it up and up, and then they were up by 2 points, or up by 1 point. They were below. They got 2 points to go up, and in the last match, on the very last puck,
Yeah, that was
the
the
Swedish team was able to knock out their points, get 2 points, and take the win. So America only took silver, but it's still a huge accomplishment because, like I said, it's the first time we've ever had any mixed couple in curling make it to that stage even. So still very good for them.
And I'm pretty sure it was the last stone and not necessarily the last puck. But
Stone, yeah.
it is
Very
a-
last, yeah, the last
it
piece.
is a stone.
So it was I still don't quite understand all the rules of curling. It's kind of a
Right.
crazy game. But It's interesting to watch and good for them. Another very exciting thing today, we had a very intense, heated rivalry take place. We had the American women's hockey team go against the Canadian hockey team, who they're basically the favorites to win gold and everything between these two. And America kicked their ass.
Shut them out.
5-0. I think they're saying it's the first time the women's Canadian team has ever been stonewalled.
Yeah.
They got pumped 5 goose. Wow.
5-0. Now, it was not for the medal.
In 1 goal.
This is only to keep progressing, and Canada's still done well enough in their matches. They're going to keep going on their side. So what they're expecting is that after the finals and everything, like the last match for the medal will probably be Canada and the United States again. But if we've already beaten them 5-0 once, I'm feeling pretty good about our chances. I'm not Keegan. I'm going to say it now. America's taking the gold.
Yeah,
the
Dylan,
women's
I wanna
hockey
sign
only
off.
allowed in 1 goal. And like they're all 4 games.
And I think that was somebody just like, I don't care, like sneezed and it went in, you know? And they were like, shucks. But no, they killed it. We did get our very first gold medal in women's downhill skiing. That was on the first day of games. Breezy Johnson, she fucking sailed down that mountain. It was, I could never do any of this. And if you were watching, or you may have heard about this, we had one of our favorites for gold, Lindsey Vaughn. She's won gold before. She tore her ACL a few weeks ago. But for some reason, she was like, I can still do it. I can ski. And it turns out she can't because she wiped the fuck out.
It was
She ran into a flag and
in her defense. No, she like went over. She went at the end. She hit a flag, but it was like the hill that got her in like the maneuver.
Yeah.
But in her defense, her practice run had gone extremely well.
Mhm.
She was hitting top speeds, doing really well. So she did have some precedence to think she could do it, but then she wiped out very quickly on that first one, and it was so bad they had to airlift her out of there, take her and do emergency surgery.
I think she's had 3 surgeries already.
Yeah.
That it was is not just a surgery, but have multiple surgeries. That's how bad she shattered her leg.
Yeah,
So-
she's up and she was saying that like she's fine, she's resting, recovering, she's okay. But I just think, this shows the importance of you got to take care of yourself. I get it's a big game and everything, but sometimes you got to put your health and safety above the competition.
Above the ego at times, because I know we all want to do it if you can.
Of course. I mean, this is the same as if, you tore your ACL like last month and you're trying to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like try to tell Michael Jordan not to go play in the finals, right?
I know, like it's tough, but sometimes you just gotta, unfortunately. But I think it's because it would be her last Olympics that she knew she's not going to get another chance after this. But she's already won too, so I don't feel that bad. It's not like it was her one and only.
Well, and I know as far as like other Olympic stuff is for Colorado, the big stuff was the figure skaters who won out of the spring.
Yes, that was our second gold medal. We did win in the team figure skating, which is a little bit of everything. We got the couples, we have the women's short, the women's long, men's short, and men's long, and the what is his name? The quad god, the guy that's like the only one who can do the 4 quad move. He brought it home and won. And what's crazy, I don't know if you guys actually watched it. He fucking fell and still posted the top score because of how good he is. The trick apparently that he fell on that, he didn't get points for because he fell, he literally comboed it off of another trick to squeeze it in to still get it in there.
Yeah.
Like, dude is a machine. He went today in the men's short, which they're putting all the men categories together for the individual rewards. He is 5 points ahead of his closest competitor going into the last event. So he's got a huge cushion because 5 points in this is a lot. Like it's usually decided by like 1 and he is 5 ahead. So if he goes out there and does,
if you're 5 ahead in baseball, you're pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like being 2 touchdowns and a field goal above the other team.
But it's a pretty amazing for him. He falls on a quad jump, then he can figure out within his routine how to put it in again
and still do it. Yep.
All on the fly. He's sitting there doing his thing. He's like, oh, okay, I'll do it now. And
yeah, because skating is not an improv kind of thing. It is a very coordinated, like choreographed. It has to be this precision. And he still is able to find a place to put in it Super complicated trick.
Yeah, that was awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, he like good for him. The other couples have been doing great. The other singles, like I think our skating is probably one of our strongest events. We got a lot of really good skaters out there this year. So I definitely predict at least a couple more gold coming from that group before the end. That's the only golds we've won so far, but we are right now tied in third place for overall medals. Number one is currently Norway. They've won 12 medals already. Absolutely crazy. They've got 6 gold, 2 silver, 4 bronze. Like I said, we're in third with Japan, I believe is who we're tied with.
Yeah.
And we have 7 right now. 2 gold, 3 silvers, 2 bronze.
Plus, it's been the cross-country skiing events and the biathlon events that people in Norway, they dominate anyway. So
you know what? That's a good point. All right, Nick. Nobody help him if you know the answer. Nick, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Can you please explain to everybody what the biathlon is without looking it up?
I'll see you guys later.
Like, besides Scott, Brendan, Keegan, do y'all know what the biathlon is? Exactly.
Bi means bi means
so
2. So there's 2
triathlon.
things.
I was
So a
gonna say,
triathlon
Is the biathlon the shooting one?
Yeah.
triathlon is
Okay.
biking, swimming, and running. So you would think like, oh, biathlon, maybe it's just like, running
Shooting and
and swimming. or something. No.
Shooting and
It's-
running.
It is skiing and running
And
and shooting.
It's cross country skiing and shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do a
And-
bunch of laps,
Yeah.
and then you shoot targets, and then you do more laps.
And one of the women's kicked butt at it.
Oh yeah,
She was incredibly fast.
I have a very, very good friend of mine who has done that for the Paralympics, done the biathlon, sit skiing, and then drop down, shoot, get yourself back up, and do it again, do it some more, and do it a couple. I think they had to do like 3 or 4 laps around a certain course, and drop down and shoot every single time, and that's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
I'm actually glad you brought up the Paralympics. We did want to put a short message that we are all cheering for Bob. He's not here tonight because he is headed out to Italy, where he is going to be competing once they kick off after the regular Olympics. So our hearts are with you in Italy, Bob. Hopefully you do well in your event.
We do miss Bobby.
Yeah.
We hope he enjoyed the Super Bowl.
He told me before they took off, he said he's going to be wearing a Go Broncos undershirt under his uniform. So he's taking that spirit out there.
All right.
Always good to have.
All right.
What is tomorrow's schedule for the Olympics?
That's a good question. Let me see what we got going on tomorrow, which for our
Okay.
time it actually starts in like what, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say it starts
They
like
get
right
started-
after the Super Bowl.
It's like a 7-hour difference in our days. But let's see, what do we have scheduled for tomorrow? I think we've got a couple of gold medal competitions coming up tomorrow, so there should be some good things to watch. I know the men's figure skating, I believe it continues later on this week because they have a day or 2 off now after their performances today. For Wednesday, we have got, it looks like Nordic combined. I don't know what the Nordic is. Anybody know what that is?
So that's cross country skiing.
Okay, so we're doing more of that. We've got the skeleton, which is the single person flying down the bobsled type tracks, which are cool.
Face first.
Yep,
Face-
that is going to be women's. We've also got women's snowboarding happening tomorrow. Snowboarding is always really cool. We've got women's freestyle skiing. We've got men's alpine skiing, men's skeleton. We've got more of the Nordic happening. We do have the women doing the 15K biathlon tomorrow, so we're going to do some more of that. Laying down, shooting, standing, all that.
Right.
Men's ice hockey is still going. I don't believe USA is playing tomorrow, though.
Ice hockey just started. These are the men's first games.
Oh, nope. I'm sorry. The men's. Oh no, that's the men's curling. So our men's curling team is actually very good too. I believe they're defending gold champs right now.
Right.
So they get their first match tomorrow against Czechia. How do you say it? Do you know?
Czechoslovakia.
To be
It's not Czechoslovakia.
Czechia. It is.
There we go. Yeah. But yeah, we got the curling going there. We do have ice dance happening tomorrow, free dance. I want to say that's going to be the women one with the figure skating. So that'll be really very pretty. The luge, we've got men's doubles on that. And that is about it. So we got some hockey, some skating, some snowboarding, some curling, and some skiing. So should be another exciting day.
Good show.
Yeah. And I want to bring up, I don't know if you guys watched it, but the opening ceremonies were really cool.
I haven't
That's an
recorded-
opening
I haven't been
ceremony.
able to watch it.
Yeah, the opening ceremony of the Olympics was awesome. Usually the winter is not as big a spectacle as the Summer Olympics, but this one was very, very cool. They very much went into, because they're in Italy, they did a lot of that kind of ancient Rome kind of stuff at the beginning with like a giant museum. It almost looked like they were in, and there was people frozen like statues. And then they kind of went through like the Renaissance. They had giant tubes of paint in the sky that like fabric came out of to make it look like paint was dripping out. And then they had like 200 people out on the things that were all like solid colors of the different colors and then mixing together. And like, it was very artistic, very cool.
But, you know, I also like that because there's really 3 different locations, and the locations are like 4 hours.
It's insane.
Hard.
Yeah.
So we're doing the same thing at each of the locations at the same time. So
as far as the parade.
Yeah, the entrance of the athletes were coming in as a country. Part of them were from in Milan. Then another group of that same country was coming in at Cortina.
Because the events were being held other places, like up in the mountains and stuff. So they did like in Milan, they had the main stadium where all the big stuff was happening. And then when they did the Parade of Nations, they'd be like when United States came in, they'd show United States in the stadium and then jump to like this little city that was near the mountain and then the mountain top. And people were able to come in through an arch at all 3 of them. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. And speaking of that, I think everybody, this is a PSA, we are getting near the cutoff time that you can put your name down for the ticket draw for the next Summer Olympics in 2028, happening here in the good old United States of America. Mm-hmm. So if you want to possibly attend the Olympics, jump online. It is free to register, get your name on it to see if you were able to buy tickets to the events. It should be a lot of fun, and especially since this will be the very first time that football is in the Olympics. And it will be like NFL players.
Yeah, David, I know they did a commercial for that this year.
I thought it was cool, even though it had some fucktard in it.
Who was in it?
I think you know. I think you know who it was. It was a certain quarterback for a certain team.
You're just jelly.
No, because Dak Prescott wouldn't have made any more sense either.
I was just more
honestly,
meaning my team has won a Super Bowl in the last 30 years.
It probably should have been Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I think that would have made the most sense because honestly, I will not be shocked if Tom Brady is playing in the Olympics.
I'm sure he could still sling it. I mean, you see the videos and he's in shape still. It's not like he...
Considering that it's flag football,
yeah,
I could almost see Tom Brady be like, yeah, I want a gold medal. Like, what else is there for him to get? If he gets that, that's like yeah, it's like the EGOT of football. He'll have everything. He owns a team. He's got 5 rings. He's got like he got it with different teams. Like, and then if he gets a gold medal on top of all that, there's no debate ever that Tom Brady was not like the greatest. So, and honestly, I mean, if you knew Tom Brady wanted it, is there a quarterback you would put instead of him? Like right now, if you're the coach, you have to pick the team, and Tom Brady's like, I can do this. I'm going to get in shape for the next 2 years with this goal of doing just this. Would you say, no, Tom, I'm putting in this person? Who would you put? Matthew Stafford?
Joe Burrow.
You're going to go with Joe Burrow over Tom Brady?
No, I'm just throwing out names.
It's not a bad choice. Because I mean, he's good. He's good.
One more say, like, I don't know.
Josh Allen?
Phillip Rivers?
Lamar Jackson's the first one that came to my mind.
Conversation over. We've already got the winner. Phillip Rivers.
As long as it's not Russell Wilson, he might win a gold medal.
Guys, we all know what's going to happen, though. It's going to be the United States Olympic team headed up by Shedeur Sanders.
I feel like if it was Russell Wilson, we'd owe the Olympic Committee money.
We'd owe everybody who has to watch that on TV.
So
Yeah.
speaking of Shedeur, what did you guys think of them announcing the AFC Pro Bowl quarterbacks? And it's Joe Burrow, his backup, and his backup, Shedeur Sanders. It's just like the first, second, third stringers. Like, it's the craziest. And again, people say the Pro Bowl doesn't matter. And I think this highlights it. Like, how. I think first off, we need to bring the Pro Bowl back to Hawaii or have a Hawaiian Super Bowl. I think would be fun. I think
There's no place big enough out there to host a Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, well, that's why you
They
got
have to make way too much infrastructure changes.
Yeah,
They don't want it. We don't want it. It's not. It'd be a cool scene. I agree, but it's not going to happen.
but at least bring the Pro Bowl back out there. Like, it meant something. It used to, at least people.
I don't think the Pro Bowl's ever really meant something, dude.
It was at least fun-ish to watch.
I think it's just because we were younger.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I used to like the old quarterback challenges that they used to do.
That was cool when they did the different like obstacle course almost type stuff.
Yeah, and you'd have like some like just retired players and stuff like that.
See, like things like that were fun because it was kind of like how baseball does like the home run derby or you get the slam dunk contest with the NBA. Like we had stuff going on. The NFL's the worst all-star game out of all the sports, I think. It's my favorite sport, but the all-star game is the worst.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody care about the Pro Bowl, not even the people in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I think more people go to the draft to watch people just say names than go to the Pro Bowl.
Now, what I think would be interesting is how would y'all support it if they added something where like whoever wins the Pro Bowl, like they can get things like maybe you get like one spot up in the draft or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
or an extra draft pick, like in the middle of the
like some crazy incentives that it's not like game breaking, but it's enough to make you like, oh shit, I actually want to go and like play.
Yeah, like if the AFC wins, they all get like every team in the AFC gets an extra pick between the 4th and 5th round of the draft or something.
Like just something.
That's how baseball decides home field for their World Series, isn't it? The winner of the All-Star game gets home field advantage.
Oh, where they get the extra game if it goes to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, something like that, like I'd be fine with, but do something. Make it be some incentive beyond like, hey, don't go get hurt.
Yeah. Don't make
also,
it
I'm sorry, the fact that it's flag football is so lame.
Awful. Yeah.
I think that about the Olympic one too, but to be fair, if the Olympics wasn't flag football, the American team would kill people. we would have an international incident because
No. I think
Miles tackled a quarterback and broke his leg, or
No, yeah. I think any international rugby team would kill an American football.
No, have you watched the like rugby people watching the NFL hits? They're like, I don't want to be part of that.
No.
I thought rugby.
They don't tackle as hard because nobody's wearing pads in rugby.
Yeah.
I thought
in the NFL, people are trucking each other down. In rugby, everybody's kind of like fit and athletic. NFL, we got like 350-pound Samoan dudes that it's like, oh, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And the only reason they don't is because they're also that large.
Yeah, just watch old like Ray Lewis clips and be like, oh yeah, wouldn't be good.
Yeah, I agree. The people that play rugby will be best fit for getting into the NFL like style of things, but I think it's an embarrassment for the USA if they don't win gold in flag football.
Yeah.
Like it should be ours for the taking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only way they would have issue, I think, in flag football is if like in the NBA you have some of these players that were born in other countries go play for that country versus the American one.
I think they will. I think there will be some that aren't good enough for the USA team that will go there, but I don't think nearly as many of those people exist in the NFL as they do in the NBA.
Or hockey, yeah.
Because mainly I think because a lot of NFL players come from the draft, which comes basically straight from colleges. So a lot of them tend to be American college students and such, whereas the NBA can take from like wherever or come from those like German leagues and things like that. It's not necessarily as predicated on school the same way because you can go straight from high school to the NBA technically if you're good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just like baseball. NFL, I think, is the only one that you have to have like a minimum year. NBA might be a year of college. I don't know. I don't remember. But I do know you can go straight from high school to baseball.
Mhm.
But I know NFL, you have to have, I think it's a minimum of 2 years of college to be eligible for the draft, something like that. You got to play.
Yeah.
Well, and in hockey, they can draft you and they can own your right for X amount of years.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think,
If you
I
go
just think
play
that,
somewhere else or whatever after, you have
and
like
of course, in the NFL, we
years.
have a lot of Canadians playing in different places too. But I feel like the NFL in particular tends to be a lot of Americans that would not go play for another country.
Well, just put it this way: American tackle football versus Canadian tackle football. Who's
Different
gonna win?
games.
Yeah.
Totally different games. Again, if it was tackle football, I think the USA team would legitimately kill somebody. There
Like
would
you
be
said,
it.
war crimes.
It would never be in the Olympics again. Like
Just
they,
default. Give them the gold. Be like, all right, just leave, please.
yeah, like after the first couple of rounds, they'd be like, can we just let them win? Can we? Because what? How do you prepare to go up against NFL players from another country? Like,
See, now that you talk about Tom Brady maybe going out, it's like, I wonder who recently retired could still go play.
Gronk.
Gronk, yeah, I could see Gronk.
I don't know if Gronk would be in shape 2 years from now to do it. Because he's
I
not
don't-
worried about staying in football playing shape the way Brady has been.
Gronk's been like jumping off of WWE things, so I think
Yeah, he's just been
still
doing
decent.
crazy stuff. He doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah, I think he's still decently in shape. Like, I don't think it'd be as hard. I think Brady's like leagues above him still.
I think the thing is that with Gronk's position, I think there's still a lot of guys in the league that are better. I can't honestly tell you there's a ton of quarterbacks better than Tom Brady at this time. Like, I hate to say it, but I don't think, there's necessarily that many quarterbacks that I'd be like, oh, no, way better than Brady. Whereas Gronk, he's great. He's good. But I think there's a lot of other guys in the league still playing that could outplay Gronk.
Okay, so what if the Olympics were like, hey, we got to make this more fair. Your team can only be made up of quarterbacks. Do you think they would win?
Yeah.
You still think they would win if it was all quarterbacks?
Yeah, because a lot of quarterbacks have played other positions, or at least have the athleticism to do it, and they'd be in this. And they've got that football mindset they've been in their whole life. A lot of these people coming from other countries, they do not. Yeah.
Lamar.
Because I mean, hell, yeah, we've got some quarterbacks now that basically are more running backs than quarterback, like you just said.
Yeah.
And then we've got quarterbacks that throw balls to themselves, so they're wide receivers too.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a massacre. I feel bad for anybody that goes against them, because if you're able to cherry pick the best of the NFL to be your team, how do you beat that?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll put our names in, see if we get to see it. Our luck,
definitely go register. I did, and I put because they ask you like your top 5 of what you'd be interested in buying tickets to. My number 1, I put opening ceremony, like opening and closing ceremony, because I'd love to go to see that in person. But my second one was flag football, because it would also be cool to be there the first year they ever do it.
Right, just to be like, hey, I was the first.
To say, hey, I saw it the first year this was ever a thing, and if they kill somebody the last time, so you'll get to say.
Well, luckily, it's not tackle football.
Yeah, you'll be able to say that you were you got to see the first year the Olympics ever did flag football, and that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's going to be out in LA, so the weather should be really nice when it happens during the summer. They're going to put on a hell of a spectacle for the opening ceremony and stuff. It's going to be major.
Yeah, and I would say as soon as you're able to buy tickets, because as soon as they can, they're going to jack those prices up.
Yeah, I think tickets when you buy them from the Olympics are not bad. I think it's the resale that it gets expensive.
Well, I meant more like hotels and flights.
Oh yeah, definitely. Get an Airbnb like as soon as you get tickets. But if you put in, the sale is the end of March, beginning of April. So you still got a couple of months before you're having to buy anything. This is just to get your name in for the possibility of the link to go buy. So it can't hurt to put your name in. It's free. You might as well see if you get a chance, and then figure out finances and stuff later.
Yeah. Well, I think we had a good discussion, and hopefully next week everyone's back. We can do Olympics next week as well as we have a movie next week. which I forgot about until this week, but we do. David,
Yes.
what's the movie that we're supposed to be watching?
It's called Definitely Maybe, starring Ryan Reynolds. Fantastic romantic comedy. Great for Valentine's Day. You should all check it out.
What is
one
the
of my favorites. I got this one. It's actually When Harry Met Sally. Also
It is. That's true.
Valentine's Day
Even
classic.
better romantic comedy, and
You know what?
shows
You know what?
the
Nick, just for
age-old
that,
philosophy.
I'll take you offline.
Well, how do you always do that? I'm the only person you ever take out whenever they're sassy.
So here's a question we'll leave you
David
with.
literally said earlier on in this stream that when he feels like throwing his life away, he joins this show, and nothing. You didn't move him off screen
Whoa, Nick.
and then I make one joke.
He's getting a little hysterical. Can you take him out?
Yeah, I was
He
about to say,
kicked me
this is a
out.
little aggressive. He needs to be.
Wait,
thrown out.
I made one joke.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
I abstain.
Yeah, I'm too. Me too. I abstained.
But no. So the question we're going to leave you with before we head out: can men and women truly be friends, or does the sex thing always get in the way? Watch When Harry Met Sally and find out for yourself.
Okay, but that's not the movie we're talking about on Monday. So,
It's the movie I'm going to talk about because I found out things about the movie you want to watch, and it is not a good choice for us to watch.
what else was there to watch in February?
I just gave you two. We just gave you two titles.
Yeah,
February,
literally
new
two rom-com
release-
classics.
New release movies, because that's what the pop culture one is for.
So tune in next week, and you'll find out what we ended up watching.
Yes. And in 2 Mondays, maybe 3. Brendan, what are we talking about in 3 Mondays?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
There we go. First week of Monday, we'll be talking about that. But yeah, join us. We'll still be.
First week of Monday.
Well, yeah. It's been a long week.
First week of March, folks.
Luckily,
God,
not
Mondays, that'd be the most depressing month. Suicide rates would be so high.
just pure Mondays. Yeah, no, we'll be back. We're going to try to do a little bit more sports chat. Luckily, there is the Olympics, so we're going to try to cover more of that. We'll see if we dabble into other sports, but just stay tuned. I'm sure you'll find out here in the future.
And hey, Paralympics.
And if you're just here for football, we got the draft in a few months.
Yeah, Paralympics after the Olympics. So
That's right. Go Bob.
So, yeah.